For the past 5 years, Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut has been blessed with the ministry of Father Jerry Ryle. In January of 2014, he announced he will be retiring at the end of June. Sad to see him go, I asked students, faculty, and staff how Father Jerry impacted their lives.
I got mixed feelings about Father Jerry retiring. I mean, I'm happy for him because it's something that he wants to do. I know how much he enjoys being a priest. It's sad because I'm graduating in May and leaving, and he's leaving at the end of June. He's going 3,000 miles away, so it's sad because he's leaving a lot behind. He's leaving a big legacy behind, and he's done a lot in 5 years that is just irreplaceable.
Well, I think his signature, the most important thing that we remember of him, is his generosity and his laugh.
I think my greatest takeaway from him would be just the way he was so good with people and how he was so welcoming to others and so willing to go up to them, talk to them about how they're doing, how their day is, and just generally had a very warm felt interest in other people.
He loves people. And so when he has them in a room, or he has them in a church, or he has a congregation gathered, you can see he's energized by their presence. So if people gather at Mass, or they gather at a retreat, or there's some seminar, and they're together as people, and they're asking questions about faith, or they're engaged in some act of worship, or they're inquiring, that makes him very pleased with himself, because I think he's a very sociable person, and I think he loves being with people, and I think that's his ministry, and we have seen it in action for the last 5 years.
Father Jerry and I kind of developed this relationship that was more of like a chaplain and a student, or a priest and a person. It was like a friendship that kind of formed. That at least, from my perspective, is something I value. Father Jerry's always been somebody I can go to talk to, whether it was church matters or not.
I love altar serving, especially with FJ. And I looked up at Father Jerry and was like, FJ, what are we gonna do without you next year? He looks down at me and he's like, Martine, you will do many great things, but I would just really like to go home.
Seeing him in the hall, and he's always like saying hello to every single person in the hall, and he's like, hey Megan, how are you? I'm just brightens your day.
The most important lesson that I've learned from Father Jerry, he's a collector of stories.
I'm gonna go with zealous. I think he's very zealous. I think he just cares for everyone. He's always going around campus just with like passion and just wants everyone to do well.
The most important thing that I've learned from Father Jerry is to be very positive and always be happy and outgoing.
I think my favorite quality Father Jerry would probably be his readiness.
Favorite quality in Father Jerry would be his positive attitude that he brings to our school, and like people seeing him in the hallways and everyone always says hi and he's smiling and always positive.
Anything that comes at him, he knows how to deal with it. He takes a moment to think, but never too long, and then he always has an answer for anything you ask.
I've learned that communication is not only about talking, it's also about listening. He tells wonderful stories of the most obscure things that you'd ever imagine, and he's made me realize that talk to everyone and learn from everyone, because you never know whose life you're going to change or whose life may change yours.
And I kind of would always question if I was doing the right things, if God wanted me to do this and do such, and if I was doing it in the right fashion. And he always told me that I was like good spirited, so that was awesome. That was a lesson that he taught me, that it was just kind of to trust the course that I'm on and just trust the path.
He came from a rather restricted, very important, but rather restricted parochial experience to a university experience, which is very different. And he responded to that challenge with both dignity and enthusiasm. And he learned. Students taught him, and he was willing to learn.
We love FJ so much, and we always want him, trying to get more and more from him.
He's just a special friend that that's around campus, and always somebody that I feel that anybody can go to talk to.
Father Jerry will be returning home to Sacramento, California in June. As he will be leaving his career behind, Father Jerry's legacy will always remain. Reporting for The Pulse, this is Bethany Barber.